Hey boys and girls, do you like winning free games? Well, this is the YouTube channel for you. What's up guys, Acerthorn here, and allow me to introduce the Secret Joke Contest. So what exactly is the Secret Joke Contest? Well, it basically boils down to you watch my videos and you get entered into a chance to win free games. But only if you actually watch the videos, and you have to prove that you watched them. Here's the gist of it. Starting on February 1st, 2021, and for every month after that, I'll offer up a prize between $50 and $75 in value. It'll usually be a video game, since this is a gaming channel and that's what you guys are going to be most interested in. So every day during that month, I will do my level best to make a video. Usually it'll be a Let's Play video, but it could be just about anything. Now, if you are anxious about watching just another Let's Play channel, of which YouTube already has millions, let me set your mind at ease and show you a few moments from my old Let's Plays to show you just how entertaining I am during my Let's Plays. Are you ready? Okay, check this out. Why is my dick on fire? This is a very sensitive matter, so we've got to be very discreet about this. Shh.
Then I took an arrow.
Hey, Steward! I got you some boner juice! Whoa! I'm the gingerbread man, motherfucker! Wait a minute. You're kidding me. You have gotta be f***ing kidding me. Run away like a bitch, run away like a bitch, run away like a bitch, run away like a bitch. Why don't we try this? Why is Jane's vagina talking now? Ugh. You.
Have you brought help? We've been trapped here since the Daedra overran the city.
Oh, you think that's bad? Well, guess what? It gets worse. Turns out, your daddy ain't actually your daddy. You're adopted. So don't worry. You will be very, very entertained during these Let's Play videos. Anyway, these videos will have a secret joke hidden somewhere in them. This secret joke can include anything from a pop culture reference, a reference to history, political satire, etc., etc. In the description of that video, I will give you a clue as to what the secret joke is. Using this clue, your job is to watch the video and see if you can identify the secret joke. Every day, the first person to correctly identify the secret joke within the parameters I'm about to set forth will be entered into a raffle at the end of the month to win the prize for that month. Doesn't that sound like fun? So just to make sure you fully understand exactly what it is you need to do, let's have a full rundown of how the contest will work. First, you need to know which videos are even part of the Secret Joke Contest. Not all videos will have secret jokes in them. Instead, you'll want to look for the Secret Joke logo in the thumbnail. Check the corners of the thumbnail. I will most often use the top right corner, but you should check every corner. See this circle with the letters SJ in it? Those letters stand for Secret Joke. If you see this circle in the corner of the thumbnail, that means this video contains a secret joke. Meanwhile, this secret joke logo will also be present during the video itself. I'll even start the video with a nice little animation that will be very difficult for you to not notice. This way, you'll always know if you're in the right section of town if you want to participate in this contest. Once you've clicked on the video, you'll want to check out the description of the video. The description will contain a clue as to what the secret joke is. I will do my best to have the secret joke clue be at the top of the description so it will be the most visible. However, if I am sponsored by anybody, they may insist that their sponsorship gets top billing in the description. However, even if you have to expand the description, know that there will always be a clue to the secret joke. With this clue in mind, you will then proceed to watch the video and identify parts of my commentary or anything else appearing on screen that fits that clue. For example, suppose I were doing a Let's Play of Civilization 4. The top of the description says, "The clue for today's secret joke is sci-fi narrators." Then, at some point in the game, after I unlock a technology, this happens.
It is from their foes, not their friends, that cities learn the lesson of building high walls.
Most illogical. In that case, the secret joke is a reference to the fact that Leonard Nimoy is the narrator for that game. The clue was sci-fi narrators because Leonard Nimoy is most famous for playing the role of Spock in the original Star Trek series. So, that is just one example of how you would use the clue in the description to identify the secret joke. Once you've watched the video, you'll want to go to the description of that video and click on the link to take you to the daily questionnaire for that video. Once you're there, you'll need to fill out all the mandatory fields. In addition to identifying the secret joke, I'll also ask you to tell me your favorite moment in that episode, as well as your least favorite moment. Those two are not optional. Everyone has room for improvement, and even the funniest episodes will have downer moments. However, the sections of the questionnaire that are dedicated to guessing the secret joke are actually optional for reasons I will discuss momentarily. When you get around to filling out these optional sections, you will first need to tell me the beginning and ending timestamp of the final time in the video where I say the secret joke. Yes, I may say the secret joke multiple times during the video, and I expect you to identify the timestamp for the final time I say it. I have my reasons why, so don't ask. In addition to the final timestamp, you will also need to tell me what the secret joke is, and what the secret joke is a reference to. In order to be entered into the monthly raffle, you not only have to correctly answer all 3 of these questions, but you have to be the first one to correctly answer all 3 of these questions. You'll then need to give me your real name and address so I can send you your prize if you win. Don't worry, your personal information will be held in the strictest confidence. I will also give you an option of selecting an alias to be used publicly whenever I announce the winner at the end of the month. Also, if the prize is available on multiple consoles, you can select which prize you want your prize on, or you can opt for a cash prize instead. Once you've done all that, simply check the box that says that you agree to the contest rules, and then submit the questionnaire. Now, you are only allowed to enter the Secret Joke contest once per day, and only one person per household can enter the contest each day. So if you're watching my channel with your spouse, sorry, but you don't get to double dip. You're both part of the same household, which means you only get to enter once per day. Also, the contest will only remain open for 24 hours each day. Each day, the contest will begin whenever the corresponding video goes published, and the opportunity to guess the secret joke will close at the same time the next day. My current plan is to publish each new video at 5 p.m. each day in the Central Time Zone, because that means that as many people as possible will be off work or out of school whenever the video goes up, and thus won't be at a disadvantage in the race to guess the secret joke. Also, you can only win a maximum of 3 spots in the monthly raffle. I don't want one guy who is super good at guessing the secret joke to be able to swoop in within the first 2 minutes every day and just guess all 31 entries in the monthly raffle, nearly guaranteeing he wins the prize. That wouldn't be very fun at all. So to prevent that, I'm limiting you to a maximum of 3 entries into the raffle per month. However, you should still participate in the contest every day, because you have no way of knowing how many daily secret jokes you have already won until the month is over and I'm publicly announcing the winners. Now, I stated that actually guessing the secret joke is optional. Here's the reason why. Even if you suck at guessing the secret joke, or even if you can't catch the video as soon as it gets published and therefore can never be the first to guess the secret joke, I still want to encourage you to participate in the contest. I plan to do this in 2 ways. First, if I manage to totally stump everyone and nobody guesses the secret joke or gets the correct timestamp within 24 hours, then I will have what I refer to as a backup drawing. That means that I will take all the questionnaires that were filled out in good faith, including giving me their favorite moment, least favorite moment, and suggestions for improvements, and select one of those questionnaires at random. Whoever entered that questionnaire will move on to the monthly raffle for the prize, the same as if they had been the first to correctly guess the secret joke. Now, if you've already obtained a spot in the monthly raffle by guessing the secret joke for 1 day that month, you will not be eligible for a backup drawing. Remember, this is to encourage people to participate in the contest even if they have a work schedule or other part of life that puts them at a disadvantage in guessing the secret joke before everyone else. If you've already been the first to guess a secret joke for that month, obviously you aren't at a disadvantage yourself. Now, you can still be eligible for a backup drawing for months where you haven't yet guessed a secret joke. For example, if you are the first to guess the secret joke for the date of July 15th, then you are not eligible for any backup drawings for the rest of July. But, starting with August 1st, you are suddenly eligible for backup drawings again. I understand that people's work schedules can get shaken up, and just because you weren't disadvantaged at one point in your life doesn't mean you aren't disadvantaged now. So, every month we wipe the slate clean in that regard. The second way I plan to encourage second shifters and night owls to participate in this contest is through the last chance drawing. At the end of the month, I take all the questionnaires from that month. I exclude all the people who are already entered into the monthly raffle, and I also exclude all questionnaires that aren't filled out in good faith or which are generally just uncivil and toxic. For example, if I ask you for suggestions on how to improve the channel and you reply with something like this, then you will not be eligible for the final drawing, and I will even ban you from participating in the contest in the future. After all of those have been excluded, I will randomly select one of the remaining questionnaires. That lucky person will also be entered into the monthly raffle alongside those who guessed the secret joke, as well as those who won any backup drawings. So instead of the monthly raffle having between 28 and 31 finalists, it will actually have between 29 and 32 finalists. This last chance drawing is the closest you can get to having multiple entries at once. You can only enter once per day, but if you have entered the contest every day for that month, you will have between 28 and 31 entries into the last chance drawing, so keep that in mind. So, after each month, I will make a separate video which will go into this playlist right here. This video will not have a secret joke in it. Instead, it will be dedicated to telling you all of the secret jokes from the previous month and what they were a reference to. I will also announce who correctly guessed each secret joke, or, if nobody guessed it, who won the backup drawing. When I do that, I will use any alias you give me to use. If no alias was given, I will assume that you have given me permission to call you by your actual name. Once I have gone through that routine for every secret joke from the previous month, I will then announce who has won the last chance drawing. So, once all the finalists have been announced, I will then use a random method to select which of those finalists is the big winner for that month. I will not disclose that winner's address in the video, but if you are the big winner, your prize will be sent to you promptly. Also, every month, just before the end of the month, I will announce what prize you will all be competing for in the next month. So near the end of February, I will make a video announcing what prize you will all compete for in the month of March, and so on and so forth. This announcement video will also go into the same playlist as the video where I announce the winner. It will also be the featured video for returning subscribers, meaning if you go to the channel's homepage, this video will be at the top of the page. If you win that prize and the prize can be delivered electronically, I will send it to your email address. If the prize cannot be delivered electronically, e.g., if it's a console game that's inside a jewel case, I will send a tracking number to your email address. Now, we obviously have to have rules in place in order for this contest to be conducted in a fair and fun manner. These rules are going to be legally binding, so I wrote these rules in a manner that will likely stand up in court. However, because the vast majority of you probably have precisely fuck all experience in reading and understanding this jargon, I'd like to take a moment to go through most of the sections of these official rules and explain in layman's terms just what you're agreeing to when you participate in this contest. First, no purchase necessary to enter or win, and purchasing, e.g. by supporting me on Patreon, will not increase your chances of winning. I don't want this to be a lottery or anything else that is subject to gambling, so I need to nip that in the bud right off the bat. Second, you have to be at least 18 years old or 13 with parental consent. This is to comply with the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act, or COPPA for short. There was a big YouTube scare about a year ago over COPPA, and a lot of people were pissed off that the law was unclear what exactly was expected of them. Well, I am taking your real name and address so I can send you your prize if you win. Even if watch history doesn't count as a person's personal information, that sure as hell does. So I have to insist that nobody under the age of 13 be allowed to participate in this contest. Second, you have to be a resident of the United States. This isn't because I don't care about my foreign audience, but to protect me legally. If I were to allow people from other countries to participate in this contest, I would have to make sure that I'm following the sweepstakes laws of every country where participation is allowed. This is a legal headache even for major corporations who often choose not to fuck with that. So you can imagine how much bullshit a one-man YouTube channel like myself would have to sift through. At least by restricting the contest to Americans, I can include a provision later on in these official rules where you agree that this contest will be subject to the laws of my own state. In America, I can include a provision like that, and the United States Supreme Court says that all other courts in this country have to accept that provision. Other countries might accept that provision, but they aren't required to because courts outside of the United States are not subject to the jurisdiction of the United States Supreme Court. I hope that makes sense. I honestly don't have the time or the patience to sift through individual countries' laws just to see which ones will let me conduct this contest according to my state's laws or which ones have contest laws I don't mind following, so the least headache-inducing method is to simply follow my own state's laws and include a provision in these rules where you agree that the contest will be conducted accordingly. Now, I also need to be perfectly clear here that YouTube is not affiliated with this contest in any way, shape, or form. Granted, that should go without saying, and as far as the law is concerned, It does go without saying. But YouTube does say I am required to make this clear if I'm going to conduct a contest using their site, so I went ahead and made that clear in the official contest rules. Now, unless these official contest rules require something specific, then everything else is conducted entirely at my sole discretion. For example, every time I do a drawing in this contest, whether it be a backup drawing, the last chance drawing, or the final drawing, the official contest rules state that the winner of those drawings must be randomly determined, and that all eligible participants must have an equal chance of being randomly chosen. As long as I meet those two conditions, then I get to choose the exact process for selecting a winner. Now, I'd like to think that 999,999 people out of a million won't give the slightest damn about what process I use for random selection as long as it meets those two conditions. However, bear in mind that in order to be eligible, there's some criteria your questionnaires have to meet that don't have bright line rules. For example, you have to have filled out the questionnaire in good faith, and you have to be civil in your feedback and keep all negative feedback limited to constructive criticism. Whether you have met those criteria will also be at my sole discretion, and I'd imagine there will be quite a few people who disagree with my interpretation on a case-by-case basis. So I just want to throw that out there that we may disagree on some things. Now, does that mean that I will instantly disqualify you if your feedback is absolutely glowing and devoid of all but the most superficial of criticism? No, of course not. Think about it this way. Most businesses, whether brick and mortar businesses or internet businesses, already have the legal right out of the box to refuse the service of any customer they want for nearly any reason they want, so long as this discrimination is not based on a handful of federally protected classes like race, sex, or disability. However, you'll notice that it's actually rare for them to refuse patronage to a customer unless they absolutely have to. Why? Because being picky about which customers can shop at your store is simply bad for business. I am running this contest in order to hopefully increase my channel's views and watch time. Obviously, it makes the most sense from a business perspective to allow as many people as possible to participate in this contest, because then they have an incentive to watch my videos in order to participate. So no, I will not be banning people left, right, and center over the pettiest of things. However, if I do end up disqualifying your questionnaires for whatever reason, you agree that it is my absolute right to do so. Now, as I've already mentioned, the Secret Joke contest begins at 5 p.m. in the Central Time Zone every day and concludes the same time the next day. I also only allow one daily entry per household. I already explained why I'm doing it that way, so let's move on. Sections 6, 7, and 8 simply set forth the process for how the contest is conducted on a day-to-day and month-to-month basis, so no need to go over that again. Now, in addition to simply filling out the questionnaires, I do expect you to abide by a few additional rules in order to ensure that this contest is nice and fair for everyone involved. For starters, I expect you to conduct yourself in a civil and professional manner, not just when you're filling out the questionnaires, but also when you're posting comments on my YouTube videos, and even when you're participating in any other online discussion about this content. For example, if there's a forum thread somewhere other than YouTube that discusses this contest or any of my videos, and you find yourself participating in that forum thread, you agree to conduct yourself in a professional and civil manner if you want to participate in the contest yourself. I also do not want you spoiling the secret joke. I don't want people to simply scroll down to the comments section, realize that someone else has already figured out the secret joke, and think, well, somebody's already won for today, so there's no point in me participating. To protect against this, I will not allow you to discuss the secret joke online. until after the 24-hour deadline for submitting contest entries has already passed. Once the 24-hour period has expired, no new questionnaires will be accepted for that day, so it doesn't really matter if you spoil the secret joke. You can also freely discuss everything else about the videos except the secret joke, just like how you would post regular comments on any other YouTube video. You are also permitted to discuss the secret joke in private, such as among your own friends and family, as long as you do so in a way that doesn't impede anyone else's ability to participate in the contest. I believe these restrictions are reasonable, and I am open to suggestions about changing the rules to allow more freedom to discuss the secret joke that doesn't ruin the contest for everyone else. Now, please bear in mind that this contest is only provided by me on an as-is basis. I can suspend this contest or even terminate it at any time and for any reason, and I can bring the contest back from termination at any time and for any reason. I will strive to make at least one video per day where I hold the contest, but I am under no obligation to do so. Bear in mind that I am doing this contest in order to get more views for my channel. If I stop doing the contest, I obviously stop getting the increased views. That alone is going to encourage me to keep this contest up in perpetuity, but sometimes I may be simply unable to do so. I certainly don't need you hounding me on top of the loss of views. So in Section 10 of these rules, you agree to cut me some slack in this regard. Also, you will notice that I reserve the right to update the official contest rules. If I ever do update them, then I will do my level best to make a video telling you about the updates and provide a layman's terms explanation as to what these new contest rules entail, much like I'm doing right now. Now, Section 12 of these rules has a potentially controversial position. You agree that, if I have to sue you for something or you have to sue me for something, in relation to this contest or any comments you leave on my YouTube channel, then we agree to conduct that lawsuit in binding arbitration. Now, first of all, I want to make this clear that I hope I never have to use this. The vast majority of violations of contest rules can be remedied simply by banning you from the contest and blocking you from my YouTube channel. Honestly, the only time I expect I'll ever have to sue you is if you had already been banned, but then you keep creating new Google accounts over and over again so that you can get around the ban. So then I have to take you to court to get an injunction to stop you from ban dodging. Just, don't do that and you should be okay. The only time I expect I will need to cut straight to suing you, even if I haven't already banned you, is if you do something truly beyond the pale, like a death threat, or some kind of internet-based assault. You know, the kind of stuff you could literally go to jail for? That's the only time I expect I'll forego banning you and just cut straight to suing your sorry ass. As long as you follow those two simple rules, don't ban dodge, and don't do anything you could literally go to jail for, then hopefully it will never come to the point where I have to take you to court in the first place. But if it does come to that, you agree that we will conduct that lawsuit over binding arbitration. Now, the word arbitration has a pejorative connotation in recent years, as it is considered synonymous with anti-consumer practices. It basically allows corporations to get away with blatantly illegal contract terms like usury, simply because they can force you to bring your claim to an arbitrator who will side with the corporation regardless of the facts or the law. Now, that reputation might have an air of truth to it. Whether that is indeed true or just an urban myth is a story for another day. However, for the sake of argument, let's assume that this is true for most corporate arbitration contracts. Even if that were the case, it doesn't matter here because I'm not a corporation. I'm not even rich.
Many of the people participating in this contest will likely be significantly richer than I am, seeing as I currently make less than $10,000 per year. When it comes to binding arbitration, we are on a much more level playing field than, say, a credit card company and their debtors, or an employer and their employees. Even if major corporations have a huge, unfair advantage in binding arbitration, I do not have that same advantage. So you don't need to worry about being screwed over by a biased arbitrator. And last but not least, we come to Section 14 of the contest rules, which governs how I will respect your privacy and how I will use the personal information you give me. Now, as I've mentioned before, I will be taking your real name and address so I can send you your prize if you win. I will also be taking your email address so I can keep all your submissions organized and send you the tracking number. I will only use your personal information to conduct the contest, and nothing else. If I end up hiring any assistants to help me with this contest in the future, I will obviously have to share this information with them, but I will only hire them if they agree in writing to hold your personal information in equal confidence. I will also disclose your personal information if that disclosure is required by law, but it has to be required by law. It isn't simply at my sole discretion. I also may disclose the information to law enforcement, even if I'm not strictly required by law to disclose it, as long as I reasonably believe it is necessary to help them catch a criminal. While I have some discretion in this regard, it isn't at my sole discretion. My belief that it's necessary to uphold the law still has to be reasonable under the circumstances. So that about does it for the official contest rules. If you read over the contest rules and find any other provision that you don't fully understand, post a comment down below and I'll do my level best to provide any requested clarification, either by replying to that comment or making a follow-up video. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the all-new Acer Thorn. I hope this will cause the channel's success to go through the roof, but more importantly, I hope everyone will have the time of their lives, not only participating in this contest, but also just watching my videos after a hard day's work and laughing your butts off. This contest will officially begin on February 1st, 2021, and sometime near the end of January, I will announce the prize that will be offered for the month of February 2021. So until we meet again, I am Acer Thorn, and I will see you guys on February 1st.